Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of JCD Takes On. I am your host, John JCD Demaselli from Kicking It Classic with JCD. You can follow the show on Twitter at KITCWJCD, and you can follow the show on Facebook at KITCWJCD. Facebook.com/Kicking It Classic with JCD. This week for JCD Takes On, I'm going to take on the ever-growing yet completely, to a degree, mind-numbing stupidity that is the Wrestlemania card hate. Now, I believe we've got 4 matches officially announced. 5 if you want to count the fact that Edge will be doing something at Mania. And then a lot of rumors and speculation, but god damn it, the freaking crying and the bitching and the moaning and the cat fucking is out of control. So let's look at what we have announced so far. And to put some of this in context, on our Twitter, at KITCWJCD, starting Monday, starting this afternoon, we're going to be starting a little series for every match that gets announced. We're going to do a why it works, why it doesn't work. So like on one day, the why it works aspect of the match will get posted. The next day, why it doesn't work. And we're going to do that until the entire card is announced, and we'll go over every match. So let's look at what we have so far announced. We've got the biggest Wrestlemania main event ever. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Champion versus champion for now. In title unification match. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Now, I don't know if some people never watched anything Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns have done since SummerSlam. I don't know if maybe some people just have long-term memory loss. I don't know if some people just need to bitch for the sake of bitching. I'm going to go with that. But to put this in perspective, this will be the 7th Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar match, despite the mentality that they've faced each other 1,000,001 times. They haven't. WrestleMania 31 in 2015. WrestleMania 34 in 2018. Crown Jewel in 2018. SummerSlam 2018. The Crown Jewel this year. And now WrestleMania this year. You want to throw in the fact that they had a triple threat with Dean Ambrose involved? Okay. Yes. So, we've got that match. Now, it's not a match that's happened 1,000,001 times. That's John Cena and Randy Orton. That's John Cena Edge. That's Triple H and Rock. That's Undertaker Kane. So, the fact that, oh my god, this again, it's their 3rd WrestleMania main event. Rock and Austin main evented 3 times. You probably would have bitched about that again as well, and, just because a lot of you people are just miserable bitches. This is different, and if you can't see that, then you shouldn't be critiquing or commenting or analyzing or experting anything about wrestling. This is totally different. Roman's character is completely different. Brock's character is completely different. Now, if you want to go that they didn't need the title, okay, I agree with you. And Vince has this problem that he puts the title on the wrong matches. 1,000% agree. WrestleMania 33, both title matches didn't need the title. Brock Goldberg and Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt did not need the titles. I'll agree with that 1,000,001%. I don't like the idea of a unification of one champion. Supposedly that's not going to be the case. Meltzer kind of alluded to that this morning, that no matter what happens at WrestleMania, by the time we come out of Raw, there's going to be another champion. I think the more likely scenario is something's going to go down at Madison Square Garden this Saturday. I don't know if it's Seth Rollins. I don't know if it's Cody, but something's going down. As far as the hate for it, I don't see the problem with it. You know, Roman Reigns has never beaten Brock Lesnar clean, and he's never beaten Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. It's the same story for Rock Austin 3 in 2003. If Roman does that, which is probably going to happen, I don't know. I mean, Brock's been around a lot, though, so maybe Brock sticks around. I don't know if that's necessarily, you know, I don't know how you book this. I don't. Especially since it's closing out the second night and it is your main event. You need a decisive winner. But to sit there and just complain, oh, Brock and Roman again, oh, we've seen this match a bunch of times already. No, we haven't. This is a million times different, so fuck you, get over it. The next match is Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair. Now, this was thought to be the WrestleMania Saturday. We're not calling it Night 1, Night 2. We're calling it WrestleMania Saturday, WrestleMania Sunday. This was meant to be the WrestleMania Saturday main event. So, oh, why is Ronda facing Charlotte? Oh, everyone's going to boo, 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 boo. It should be Ronda Becky. Well, if it's Ronda Becky, how does Bianca Belair get her moment back from SummerSlam? You know, we forgot about that. You know, the same people who want Becky Ronda now were the same people that were crying about Becky needing to get beaten by Bianca on a big stage, which would be WrestleMania, and that's what's going to happen. I think Charlotte, with the amount of hate that Charlotte gets, I think Charlotte is actually the perfect person, and I think SmackDown is the perfect show for Ronda. You know, I think they've done a good job. That Raw promo the night after the Rumble was like, but ever since she's been on SmackDown, I think she's been better. And I don't know if it's just because there's a crowd, if it's because she's working off of Charlotte, who's not gonna get the crowd behind her the way Becky would. I think it's the fact that they've paired her with Naomi. I think it's the fact that they've done a nice little job of including Sonya into this. In fact, she'll face Sonya this Friday, her first match on SmackDown, I think, ever. I could see her even doing something with Shayna Baszler heading in, you know, in the weeks leading into Mania. So I think Ronda's in a good spot. Now, should this have main evented night one? That's debatable. Especially with the news that's just come out this morning. I'm recording this at 11 a.m. on Monday morning, and the news has broke about an hour ago that Becky and Bianca are also on WrestleMania Saturday, which I do not get at all. I think that's a bad decision. I think you should have split the matches, the women's matches, for both nights. Maybe if they see the crowd is going south on this feud, you don't have that main event. You can go to Becky Bianca, but I don't get it. I mean, again, this is just people just bitching to bitch. Asuka's not hurt. I mean, Asuka's hurt. Bayley, I could see Bayley being a post-Mania return. And Ronda's going to be here full-time. So, you know, I think we can get a good run out of Ronda. I think the match will be good. I think Charlotte in-ring can work, and if Ronda's got any rust, and I think it's good that Ronda's actually wrestling these matches. She's even wrestling at the Garden this week, and she's doing a tag match with Naomi. So I think it's good that Ronda's getting whatever rust is there, is getting it out. I think the match will be fine. I think, you know, they'll tell a good story, and I think it's going to get to a point where you're going to want to see Charlotte get her ass kicked. And that's the whole point of a heel. Not, you know, to get people to cheer for you and think you're the coolest thing in the world. At the end of the day, a heel is meant to get their ass kicked. And that's what's going to happen here with Charlotte. And then you can go a million and one different ways with how to get to Ronda Becky for next year. You know, I think this is going to be a launching point for that. So I'll use this to segue to that. Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's title. What's there to hate about it? other than the fact that it's not Ronda Becky. Again, next year. Bianca's going to get her win back. And for the entire crew that bitched and moaned in August at SummerSlam, oh, Becky got buried. Oh, Becky's dead in the water. Oh, this is racist. It was none of that. It was all part of a longer-term plan. And if you watch what Bianca has done, coming out of like September after that, whatever rematch with Becky, Bianca, they literally took Bianca and rebuilt her back up the line while keeping her relevant while Becky did her other feuds. You know, she did the Charlotte match at Survivor Series, she did the Liv feud, she did the Doudrop feud. That's what you do. You keep two people apart from each other so you want to see them come together and face off. That's one thing that's lost, you know, nowadays. And, you know, they did a good job with that. I don't see any issue with it. Again, it's people bitching just to bitch. The next announced match is the Mysterios against The Miz and Logan Paul. And again, oh, Logan Paul, a celebrity. Oh, they released 80 guys. You've never watched a WrestleMania before in your life. WrestleMania is about celebrity interaction. It's about getting that crossover notoriety. You know, certain companies would kill for that. And, you know, Vince has got that. Vince has been the master of that. You know, and Logan Paul's a hateable guy. So why wouldn't he team with a douchebag like The Miz? You know, makes sense. The Mysterios, listen, Ray Dominic can happen maybe at SummerSlam, maybe next year at Mania. It will happen at some point. Ray wants it. The company knows it's got to happen. It will happen. Don't worry about it. This is and it checks off so many things. It's a celebrity involvement. Logan Paul's got, God knows how many, I think the number is like 2 million Twitter followers or Instagram followers or whatever the hell it is. That's eyes on your product just because of him. Okay? The Mysterios, Ray does amazing with the Hispanic, Latino, you know, crowd. That's a no-brainer, especially in Texas. You know, that's awesome. Again, it's hating just to hate. And you find me somebody on that list who got released who would fit as the Mrs. Partner. You know, if it was Morrison, you guys would be bitching that it was a waste match. Why weren't they doing Ray and Dom? You know, so again, it's bitching just to bitch. Now, we can look at what is rumored. And, well, no, before that, we've got Edge and someone step up. The general feeling, the general rumor and hope is AJ Styles. That was me waiting for something to complain about with that match. There's nothing. Again, if you're bitching about that, you're bitching just to bitch. Okay? That match is going to be amazing. I would have that open a night. I know they won't, but I would. That would be I'd open with that. I'd make that my night two, my WrestleMania Sunday opener. That's what I would do. If I was laying out the card, that's what I would do. Another rumored match is Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kevin Owens. Again, it's Texas. Austin was all over the advertising for this show from day one, so you knew Austin was going to be involved somehow. Okay, one more match for Austin, one more match for Austin, one more match for Austin. Okay, here's one more match for Austin. Come on. Again, it's bitching just to bitch. Okay? This Kevin Owens, this is like a dream for him. Okay? And for Austin, it shows what Austin thinks of Owens. That Austin's not coming back just to do anything. Ask Jonathan Coachman about that in 2005. If Austin's going to come back, Austin's coming back for somebody he feels is worth it. And Kevin Owens is worth it. Kevin Owens just re-signed with the company in January. This is a big spot for Owens. Even though he'll lose, I think he will, which is fine. Owens will be fine. This is a big spot for Owens. Austin gets his due farewell in Dallas. Like, come on. Like, that writes itself. A beer bath. You use that match to get you to say maybe your Hall of Fame segment where you bring out the Hall of Famers and you gotta like calm down the crowd, whatever. I would use that match, especially with the post-match stuff with the beer and all that stuff and the multiple stunners on that I'm sure will be there. You use that to segue into something else. I think it's perfect. The biggest one, and goddamn you fucking insiders, experts with your fucking bullshit on Friday night, man. Somehow, someway, Vince McMahon and Pat McAfee reportedly will be involved with each other at WrestleMania, and apparently the angle is going to kick off on Thursday when Vince is on Pat's show. Vince is 76 years old. Vince is batshit crazy. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're going to get a traditional, like you got there for a couple years in a row, Vince match. You know, I don't think you're going to get Vince Hogan. I don't think you're going to get Vince HBK. I don't even think you'll get Vince Bret Hart. I think you're going to get, well, I mean, Meltzer's saying he thinks it'll be more like smoke and mirrors where you have a bunch of people involved and, you know, just to prevent what Vince has to do. I could see it more so being Austin Theory. This would be a great way to do it. Pat's a great athlete. He proved it, you know, the handful of times in NXT that he, you know, he wrestled Adam Cole and all that. And, you know, he worked pretty good with the skinny fat kid. I think Pat could do some things. I think Theory's a good guy for this spot. You know, it'd be interesting. I mean, I don't know if the wound is healed yet, but you could even use this somehow, some way to bring back Shane McMahon. Maybe Shane helps Pat. You know, who knows? Even, heck, fuck it. Even Hunter. Maybe, you know, depending on how Hunter's ticker's doing, you know, Pat's getting beat down by 70, you know, a bunch of guys led by Vince, and here comes Hunter with the sledgehammer and clears house and helps Pat beat the old man or beat Theory. I could see that. If you're bitching about this, it's WrestleMania. It's about a fucking spectacle. It always has been. You know, it's about putting asses in seats. You got 100,000 seats to fill every night. There are about 80,000 already. Austin, Vince, Edge's announcement, and I didn't even touch on the other one. They're going to sell out both nights. They're going to do 200,000 in 2 nights. They're going to potentially have, if you really think about it, the SmackDown, WrestleMania, both nights, and Raw. They're going to flirt with potentially almost 250,000 people in 4 nights. That's crazy. And they'll get it. That SmackDown connected to the Hall of Fame will sell out. American Airlines Arena, I gotta look to see what their capacity is. I think that's where Raw is the night after, but they're gonna flirt with almost 250. That's crazy. Who cares if it's the same people? It's 250,000. You'd have to do 50 of your little indie-rific, flippy-flop, you know, shows to get to that. But that's it for now. Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to have a lot of content coming out because we're in the heart of WrestleMania season. I will not be able to go, but I'm looking to get live event as it happens coverage from Madison Square Garden this Saturday, so be on the lookout for that. Like I said, be on the lookout for why it works, why it doesn't work. That's going to start later today. Anybody who watches, anybody who's listened to anything we do, it's really appreciated. We're in the baby stages, and you know, I keep apologizing for 2021 not being the best year for content, but 2021 was a rough year, but we're back and we're going to be going. So for JCD Takes On, this is John, JCD DiMaselli, signing off until our next episode.